German Bumblebee, full name, 15 cm heavy self-propelled howitzer on gun carriage 3/4, SF, Hummel, abbreviated as gun carriage 3/4, is a German self-propelled howitzer of 150 mm caliber from the World War II period. In early September 1941, Hitler was presented with a report that argued in favor of creating a unified tank based on the PZKPFW-3 and PZKPFW-4. As a result, in early 1942, a unified chassis called Geschichtszeugen 3/4 was created. However, in March, after installing a 75 mm long-barreled gun on the PZ-4 OSF F2, the unified tank project was closed, but it was decided to use the created chassis as a base for a self-propelled artillery unit with a 150 mm howitzer SFH-18. The design of the new self-propelled gun was carried out by the company Alkit, which had already developed a project for installing a 105 mm gun 10.5 cm Lu FH-18 on the PZKPFW-3 chassis. In July, the project was approved, and it was planned to produce 200 self-propelled guns. However, in October, after demonstrating to Hitler a technically similar self-propelled gun armed with an 88 mm PaK-43, the future Nashorn, the plans were adjusted, and it was decided to produce 100 vehicles of each type by the summer of 1943. The production of self-propelled guns Hummel began in February at the Stahlindustrie factory in Mulheim and Der Ruhr. In addition, the Wehrmacht received 157 ammunition carriers based on the self-propelled vehicle, which were converted into combat vehicles in the field without much difficulty. It is unknown how many carriers were converted in this manner. The total production volume amounted to 705 self-propelled guns and 157 ammunition carriers. The latest version of the self-propelled gun was the vehicle known as Hummel Wesp. Its appearance was the result of the cessation of production of the West self-propelled gun, which took place in June 1944. Discussions about the prospects of creating the Hummel Wesp began in October 1944. The vehicle, initially designated as Lu.PZ Haub, meaning light howitzer on a tank chassis, was based on the GW3/4 chassis, on which the 105 mm howitzer Lu FH-18/40 was mounted. In this connection, the design of the armor plates in the frontal part was modified, and armor for the howitzer was developed. To protect against enemy grenades, a mesh structure was installed on the roof of the fighting compartment. According to plans, 40 such self-propelled guns were expected to be produced in February 1945, 50 in March, 80 in April, and a total of 250 units were planned to be produced by the end of June. The reality turned out to be different. One prototype of the Hummel Wesp was made by Alkit in December 1944, and another 9 machines were produced in January 1945. The series production of Hummel Wesp was supposed to take place at the factory in Teplitz, as Duisburg had undergone massive bombing. In a post-war report dated August 30, 1945, it was stated that only 11 such machines were assembled. The hull was made of rolled armored plates with a thickness ranging from 15 mm to 30 mm. The combat compartment is located at the rear, armored turret, the engine transmission compartment is in the middle, and the control compartment is at the front. The open-top armored turret is located in the central and rear parts of the vehicle. The wall thickness of the turret is 10 mm. For the crew's entry and ammunition loading, there is a double leaf door on the rear wall of the turret. To protect against the weather, a canvas tarpaulin could be installed over the turret. Armament: 150 mm heavy field howitzer SFH-18L/30. The barrel of the howitzer had a length of 440 cm. It fired mainly high-explosive shells, with smoke shells being used rarely, as well as armor-piercing and concrete-piercing shells. As auxiliary armament, it was equipped with a 7.92 mm MG-34 or MG-42 machine gun, and 2 MP-38/40 submachine guns. The ammunition load consisted of 18 shells and 600 cartridges. From the PZKPFW-4 tank, a modified hull, running gear with support wheels, idler wheels, suspension, drive wheels, and track tensioning devices were taken. From the PZKPFW-3 tank, the self-propelled gun received a Maybach HL-120 TRM V12 engine with an SSG-77 transmission, braking devices, drive wheels, and control mechanisms. New shafts designed to transmit power from the engine, exhaust pipes, oil filters, inertia starters, fuel lines, and winter equipment were specifically developed for the self-propelled gun. Due in large part to limited ammunition, 22 to 24% of all vehicles were built as ammunition carriers, whose design hardly differed from that of the self-propelled gun, maintaining the possibility of installing guns in the field.